The AFC Championship Game is taking place this Sunday from M&T Bank Stadium as the number one seed Baltimore Ravens host an AFC Championship Game for the first time. The first time the city of Baltimore has hosted an AFC Championship Game since 1971. They'll welcome in the reigning, defending, undisputed NFL champion, Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes, the tribal chief. We're going to break it all down for you, give you my preview, my prediction, my keys, my injury report, and a fun nugget that I want to read to you about some officiating that could come into play this weekend, Sunday, 3 p.m. But I got your preview for you right now here on the Flex Zone Podcast, the only place giving you that Ravens coverage how you want it, when you need it. AFC Championship Game preview coming to you right after this. Ravens flock, Flex Zone family. It's your boy, God's favorite host, the host with the most back here on the Flex Zone podcast, the only place giving you that Ravens coverage how you want it, when you need it. Pull up your ones and acknowledge the Flex Zone podcast. We've been hitting you with the best Ravens coverage all season, and we ain't stopping no time soon as we roll on our way to Vegas. Now, with the Ravens and Chiefs this Sunday at 3 p.m., you already know after the game, we are going to be live with the official Baltimore Ravens post-game show. Gotta let you know before I forget myself. Big Raj will be at the game potentially, or he may be watching it from a establishment, having a good time. But we'll get to those things as we probably have a plethora of guests, people wanting to chime in, and we may wait until after the NFC Championship game. Sign up for the comments. Let me know what you guys would prefer. Would you rather us go live right after the Ravens game, or wait till after the NFC Championship game so we could potentially preview the Super Bowl with an early look at that as well? But we'll be live. Hit the bell to make sure. And if you're in this video right now, make sure you sack that subscribe button, stick that like button, and go ahead bulldoze that bell as I get into this game. Now, one thing I really wanted to get into is we as Ravens fans, we're spoiled. And we always have this us against the world mentality. You see the Baltimore versus all y'all shirts and hats and paraphernalia. But referee Sean Smith is officiating the game this weekend. He's in his sixth season as a referee, ninth as an official overall. He'll be working his second championship game. He was an umpire for the 2017 NFC Championship game, and where the Vikings were defeated by the Eagles 38-7. Now, he was a referee in the Chiefs' 21-17 loss to the Eagles, and he worked the Ravens' 23-7 win at Jacksonville last month. Both of those games, the road team won. And for one NFL pundit, Warren Sharp of Sharp Football Analysis, he claims this is not a coincidence. And this is from his Twitter, Sharp Football. It was a fascinating decision to put Sean Smith on the Chiefs game. The last 3 years, with other referees, home teams win 55.9% of the time, almost 56%. With Sean Smith, the home win rate drops to 40.8%. With other referees, home teams cover the spread 50.1%, but with Smith, home cover rates drop to 37%. Is this merely coincidental, he says? Is there a reason why the home teams lose with him more than any other referees? Also, it looks like false start penalties. Over the last 3 years, the average is 4.6% more on the road team. Crowd noise, things that go into play when you're on the road. But in the last 3 years, Smith has 34.8% more of those penalties on the home team. This is interesting. And I heard about this earlier this week, and I wanted to bring it up in preview because Sean Smith, I know he has been a ref for a good amount of years, and I never knew these analytic things that can be tracked were against him, painting him in a bad light. I don't think he's a bad ref from what I know about him, but looking at the trends, looking at the numbers, that is something to keep an eye on. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I know people say sports are rigged. Believe what you may. I've seen things that support both sides. I'm not going to say one side is right, one side is wrong, but the Ravens are here. The Chiefs are here. And this is poetic justice because in 2019, we were supposed to get this matchup with the Ravens at home playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm excited. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. This is like getting Kobe and LeBron in the finals. This is like the Super Bowl in a sense because the two best teams, in my opinion, the reigning defending champions, their sixth straight AFC Championship game. They are the team at the top of the mountain. They have played every conference championship game at home. And with Patrick Mahomes, yes, their offense may not be as explosive, but with Steve Spagnuolo and that defense and Andy Reid, one of the 5 greatest coaches ever, in my opinion, he is putting the world on notice that he is not a choke artist. He can win big games, and his offensive schemes are some of the best we've ever seen. Now, with that being said, injury report. We know that Mark Andrews, it looks like, is on track to play, and Marlon Humphrey has been practicing this week. Looks like he will give it a go on Sunday afternoon. I'm anticipating both of them to play, and having them both in the lineup is fantastic. We got to guard the corners of the Chiefs. We got to contain Rice. We got to contain Kelsey. We got to contain Pacheco. Another defensive back of the caliber of Marlon Humphrey, the veteran guy with playoff experience, is not going to hurt. And having Mark Andrews just on the field, at least as something the defense will have to account for, if anything, being a decoy, being someone that can disguise and get someone else open, is very, very essential. And I wouldn't mind getting him the ball early, getting him into the feel of the game. Just hang on to the football. But Marlon Humphrey, having them back and having Mark Andrews is a big time win. Now, Joe Thuney for the Chiefs, there are reports that he may not play. He has a banged up pec. I don't know. Now, the backup obviously isn't Joe Thuney, but their offensive line, especially on the interior, is pretty good. I think their weaknesses is at the tackle positions with Donovan Smith out there on the left tackle side, and I think they have some opportunities we can get after them. But let's get to the keys because I have a plethora of keys today because this is going to be a big time matchup where we both want to see what happens. With the offense, let's start with them. You got to stay on the field on third down. The Chiefs defense is the best in the league defensively at third down percentage. The Ravens are going to have to stay on the field on third down, convert their third downs, be efficient on third downs to keep the pressure on their defense. Next, we saw the Bills rush for 186 yards last week. They did a very good job. Who is the number one running team in the NFL? The Baltimore Ravens. I'd love to see the Ravens rush for over 150 yards to really impose their will, especially in the second half like they did last week. I think it's very, very important. Guys like Gus Edwards. Justice Hill had a good game. Even some more Dalvin Cook in there would not hurt. Let's get them over 150 yards. Plus, I think if Lamar can be in that 70 to 85 yard range rushing, which I think the Chiefs are going to try to take away with pressure and blitzes and putting a spy on him, that would then, in my opinion, he is going to have to make some throws to win this game because I think they're not going to let us run but so much. I think they're going to crack down on that and they're going to bring more pressure, much like the Texans did, but consistently do it throughout the game. Don't let Chris Jones dominate the line of scrimmage. We know how good Chris Jones is. Ronnie Stanley, Morgan Moses, Linderbaum, Simpson, Zeitler. He can line up anywhere on the line. You want him to not be able to get pressure and dominate this game. He does his best work on the pass rush aspect. He's not great against the run, but he can rush the passer and he can dominate a game at the line of scrimmage. And the trenches are going to be so important during this game, and whoever wins those has a good chance of winning this game. Wide receivers and tight ends win against man coverage. McDuffie, they have a very good corners of McDuffie. They got Justin Reed out there. They have a very good secondary. Snead, who just gave up his first touchdown all year last week. They play tough physical press man, but also a lot of cover too. So Zay Flowers, Odell, Bateman, Likely, Andrews, you guys are going to have to win against man coverage. And I think with their ability to play man coverage on the outside, it will create some opportunities on the inside, hopefully for the tight ends and receivers underneath. Next, score touchdowns in the red zone. You're playing the Chiefs. You need as many points as you can, at least over 25. You got to be in that 27 to 30 range, in my opinion, and the Ravens have scored over 30 points damn near every game as of late. Score touchdowns. We love Justin Tucker, but we want him kicking extra points, not field goals. How many times have we said that? Lamar handled the blitz. You know, Spagnuolo is one of the best D coordinators of all time. He brings pressure tremendously through all angles. He will bring pressure, probably amplified even more to what we saw last week. Handle the blitz. Get the ball out of your hands quickly. Don't turn the ball over. Defensively, keep Mahomes in the pocket. Limit his running ability and ability to extend plays. Guys like Mahomes, guys like Lamar Jackson, guys like Josh Allen, they're going to make plays with their legs. They're going to make off-script plays. They're going to make plays that make you say wow and make you tip your cap. They're going to make a bunch of those each game. But you want to limit those opportunities. You want to get interior pressure and not allow Mahomes to run around and create and extend plays. You want to keep him in that pocket as much as possible and collapse that pocket with pressure. Next, get off the field on third down. As much as we talked about the offense staying on the field, the defense has to get timely stops, stay on the field, and offense has to stay on the field. Defense, get off the field on third down. Don't let Mahomes work his magic where he's getting down the field and he's extending drives. Limit Kelsey, especially in the red zone. Kyle Hamilton's going to have a big assignment this week. I think we'll see a lot of Kyle Hamilton on Kelsey. We'll see some bracket coverage on Kelsey. Limit him. Now, he's going to make his 4 or 5 catches across the middle. We saw Schultz make some plays. He's going to get his 50, 60 yards. But when you get in the red zone, you got to account for him. You got to put 2 guys on him, 4 eyes at least on him, and 2 bodies. Don't let this man get open in the red zone. Him and Mahomes have the most touchdowns in the postseason for a reason. They have great chemistry. They can do things off script, and they've seen every type of coverage. But you have to account for him and take him away first and foremost. Also, keep Pacheco under 4 yards to carry. Last week, he had almost 100 yards on just 15 carries. He was averaging over 5 yards a carry, 6 yards a carry. Got to contain Pacheco. He runs angry. He runs strong. He can get on the outside. I know we've had struggles at times setting the edge. Don't let Pacheco get off. Don't let Pacheco dominate this game with getting 5, 6 yards a carry. Second and 7, he's getting 10 yards. With third and 2, he's getting 5 and 6 yards and really gashing out defense. If the Ravens defense is flying around like last week, I think they'll do a good job. Next, you got to force a turnover. Give us 1 turnover defense. Last week, Kyle Hamilton dropped an interception, which would have really changed the momentum of the game early on. If you have an opportunity this week, you got to capitalize on it. Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, whomever gets opportunity to intercept a pass or a forced fumble, away, strip sack, you got to recover it and force that turnover, give your offense an action opportunity. Lastly, get double-digit pressures on Mahomes and finish your sack opportunities. Last week, they had a plethora of pressures on C.J. Stroud. They made him move out the pocket. They made him get off his spot, made him throw before he was ready and mess up his timing. Now, if we can get 10 pressures on Mahomes and maybe get 4 or 5 sacks where we're getting him down to the ground and not letting him run around and escape and make plays. Now, sacks aren't everything. Sacks are an overrated stat at times, but I think the defense is going to need some sacks this week to really get Mahomes off the field, especially on third downs. So, Clowney, Van Noy, Matabike, we're going to need a big game from you 3. And like I said, 4 to 5 sacks would really, really help. Special teams, Jordan Stout, pin them deep on punts. Last week, the punts weren't the best. We need you to pin them deep. Make them have to go 7, 8, 9, 10 plays against us consistently because I think our defense has a good shot at stopping them when they need to. Duvernay, you did a great job last week on your returns. Continue to get solid returns. Let's get multiple returns over 20 yards and really set up your offense in good positions. No big returns. We saw the punt return last week. No big returns. Don't let Pacheco, don't let whomever was returning, if Kadarius Toney is active, Rice, whomever it might be, don't let them get big returns and definitely no touchdowns. And lastly, no missed field goals. We saw Tyler Bass last week miss a field goal that could tie the game up. Tucker, you're at home. The weather is going to be a little slick. I didn't touch on it. The weather is going to be slick. It's supposed to be rain. Probably some wind thrown in there. I think Tucker's back to where he needs to be, that if he has to kick it from 40 to 50 yards, he can make it, but no missed kicks. We want to make sure we capitalize on every opportunity in the red zone and kicking a field goal. But this is going to be a tight nip and tuck game. I know the spread is 3.5. I think the Ravens do have the better team, but Patrick Mahomes is the great equalizer. He is the the tribal chief. If you know something about WWE, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, he's run through everybody. He's beaten everybody. The tribal chiefs is the team. We got to get a stop. We got to get timely stops on defense. We got to force a turnover. Mahomes did have some interceptions this season, more than he's accustomed to. Lamar Jackson got to continue to play like an MVP. You don't have to hit a home run like Josh Allen did every play, like you've done this season. Take the singles, take the doubles, take the intentional walk. You know what I mean? If something's not there, take your 5 to 7 yards rushing, get down, get up, and hurt him again on the next play. Hold on to the football, running backs. And most importantly, in this, you all deserve a big shout out from last week. The crowd, the fans that'll be at the bank. I do think it will be a lot of Chiefs fans, just like I thought it would have been a lot of Buffalo Bills fans. They're going to travel for this game. We're going to see Taylor Swift on the camera every 5 minutes. We're going to see Jason Kelsey with the shirt on. We're going to see a lot of the extracurricular circus that comes with the Kansas City Chiefs, especially already being the champion over the past few years. We're going to hear how great Mahomes is, how great Andy Reid is, how dominant they've been in the AFC. The crowd at M&T Bank Stadium, they were electric last week. I can hear it watching a game at home from my TV. I think they'll be even more amplified, even more pumped up this week. Crowd has to continue to bring it. Do not let up on the Chiefs. They'll go to a solid count. But things like those false starts really go a long way of helping this team out, especially when they're on defense and making the Chiefs have to go a long field. The false start penalties, the making them jump off sides potentially on offense. Just little things like that that the crowd can really influence and really, really get into the ear of the Chiefs to really limit their ability to be effective communicating. So I'm expecting the crowd, which is a major, major key of this game, to be a part of this game. You'll be able to hear them from your TV. I want the bank to be rocking. I want people banging on trash cans. I want people screaming at the top of their lungs. I think the decibels got up to 114 last game. Let's get the decibels to 120, 125. Let's really rock the bank. Let's protect this house. We're going to have Ed Reed there. We're going to have Ray Lewis there. We're going to have Anquan Bolden there. We're going to have a lot of Ravens legends. T-Pain. That got my ears perked up. I love me some T-Pain. He's performing at halftime. He's going to hit the auto tune. He's going to show you his talent. He's going to motivate you, get you excited, get you up and dancing. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a lot of great things going on. I think what Morgan State Choir is even singing the national anthem. I'm going to try to see if I can find out any more, but it's going to be a fun time. This is the first time the Ravens have hosted the AFC Championship game in the franchise's history. This is a big moment. Like I said, 2019, this is a redemption tour. This is what the Ravens wanted to do. They've been the best team all year, and they're showing it. They will recognize Anquan Bolden, Todd Heap, Dennis Pitta, Matt Stover, and Terrell Suggs throughout the game. Jonathan Ogden is the honorary captain, the 11-time Pro Bowler and Ravens' first ever draft choice in 1996. T-Pain, Grammy Award winner. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, the legends of the game, Morgan State University Choir singing the national anthem, and there will be a flyover by the United States Air Force B-2 Spirit stealth bomber as well. So that's going to be a fun, fun time down at the bank. They're giving away rally towels. I believe they are doing a lot of fun things leading up to it. Obviously, today with it being Purple Friday, flock to where you got to go, get the energy. If you're watching the game with people, have fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be nip and tough. I don't think the Ravens are going to blow out the Chiefs, but I give the Ravens a win. I didn't even give my score. I got carried away talking about the extracurricular fun stuff of the game, but I think we get a similar outcome like last week. I think the Ravens have done a good job with get it, um, getting it, getting it going. I think the Ravens are really going to start fast, in my opinion. The Chiefs are never done until they're out. But I think 30 points is nice for the Ravens. I'm going to go Ravens 30, Chiefs 27. Ravens 30, Chiefs 27. I think Mahomes makes about 2 or 3 plays in the red zone to give them some touchdowns. And look out for Rice. Look out for Valdez-Scantling. Look out for Kelsey. Look out for Pacheco. And look out for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know they don't have the most explosive weapons like before, but really, really key in on those guys. Key in on stopping some of them if you can. Finish the sacks on Mahomes. And Lamar, continue to do what you're doing. I'd love to see the receivers to continue to step up and win one-on-one. Bateman, Odell, Flowers, I think will have a solid game. Andrews back is key. Humphrey back is key. And Isaiah Likely, continue doing what you're doing because you've arguably been our best offensive piece outside of Lamar. And the offensive line, first half, Ronnie Stanley looked like a ghost. He wasn't really barely moving around. But today, Stanley in the second half, he was beasting. Lamar, whatever he said, worked at halftime. He was out there blocking for his quarterback. He was out there imposing his will, which he's going to have to do against Chris Jones, which he'll see a lot of on Sunday afternoon. But it's going to be a great time. It's the AFC Championship game. It is the time of year that we love here, Baltimore Ravens fans. Chance to advance to our third Super Bowl, first one since 2012. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a fun time down at the bank. Have fun if you're going to the game. Let us know and sound off in the comments how you feeling about the game. It could be like 27, 24 Ravens. We'll see. But hit the subscribe button, sack it if you're new. Stick that like button, leave us a thumbs up, and make sure you bulldoze that bell to know when we're live, as we will be live Sunday evening with the official Baltimore Ravens post-game show as we recap the Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Myself, the Big Raj, who will be at the game potentially, and others chiming in. We want you there. Don't beat us. Don't meet us there. Beat us there. RSVP, hit the bell. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button, hit the bell. Thank you guys for joining me today here on the Ravens preview. Going with the Ravens to take it home and get to the Super Bowl in Vegas. Keep an eye on the refereeing notes, news and notes about Sean Smith and his crew. Look at some of those false start penalties. Look at how he officiates the game. And let's see those keys. Let's see the Ravens do what they need to do and really, really claim their throne as the best in the AFC and the team that should win the Super Bowl this season. Thank you guys for watching. Sound off in the comments. I'll see you the post-game show after. Big weekend on the channel. If you're into wrestling content, we got the Royal Rumble tomorrow, The live stream will be here on the channel if you're into that type of stuff as well. I got predictions and all types of news and rumors all on the channel with us. We'll be live tomorrow for that Ravens post game on Sunday, as I mentioned. So a big weekend here for us here on the Flex Zone, the only place giving you your sports and your Ravens coverage how you want it when you need it. As I mentioned, we'll be live for the Baltimore Ravens post game show afterwards on Sunday, and possibly previewing the Super Bowl as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everybody. Go Ravens. Ravens win 30-27 over the Chiefs.